Now, again, listen. Today, again, it's really just about rules. All right, it's really just about rules. So again, there's lots of problems. All right, and again, basically, it's just applying the rules. All right, so let's make sure you're up with 7.1. All right, it's kind of a short little chapter. Now, how I would want you to figure this out is, let me write a quick problem up here so you can figure it out. Somebody please tell me what x squared actually means. What does it mean? That's 100% correct. X times x. So what does x cubed mean then? Yeah, now look, please watch. There is a reason why I'm doing this. So please listen carefully. Please listen carefully. Because you know that, then you know the rules. All right, because if you forget the rules, what I try to show kids is how you can figure out the rules when you forget the rules. All right, so now my question to you is, what is x times x? What does that equal? It equals x squared. So what is the rule? When you multiply, what do you do to exponents? You add the exponents. How do I know that? Because I know that x times x means x squared. Therefore, x times x is the same as x squared, which means you discovered the rule from multiplying variables. When you multiply variables, you do what to the exponents? You add them. That is it. And I always try to tell kids, it's so easy that even when you forget, you can figure it out if you listen to my explanation. All right? You always know how to solve these problems because you know what x times x is. All right? X times x means x squared. So now when I get down to these problems, you can see what I'm saying, how simple they are. All right? So what is y times y to the fifth? Obviously, y to the sixth. Now, most people accidentally say y to the fifth because they forget that this y in front has what as an exponent? It's 1. All right? Is everybody with me? All right, you have to know the rules. All right? So when we talk about, hold on, we just want to check something. Yeah. All right, so when we check on number 2, look how simple that is. N to the 9th. All right? Now, for question number 3. Now, you have to be careful here because now we introduce constants. Well, the introduction of constants is the same. There is a 1 in front, right? You multiply the constants. So what's negative 7 times 1? So your answer is negative 7x to the 6th. All right. Now, I'm trying to tell you guys, don't build yourself a hole. Pay attention now. This is the beginning. It's really not that hard. All right? Now, let's look at question number 4. All right? Don't be confused. It's x to the what? 7. X to the 7th. All right? Number 5. M to the 6th. Number 6. X to the x to the 7th, because negative 1 times negative 1 is positive 1. All right, number 7. Be careful. That's another common mistake. You're so used to adding the exponents that sometimes you add the constants. But again, the rule is that literally is 2 times 8. So we say 16a to the 3rd. Number 8. R squared n to the 6th. Thank you very much. Now's the time to make sure. All right? Yes. Yeah, absolutely. You don't just combine all the variables because the variables are what? Different. The variables are different. You combine the variables that are the same. Quick.
Okay, so for R, you disconnected them. Why did you do the same thing for N?
I did. I did.
Oh.
All right, yes.
So you would just like break them next to each other?
Yep. That's because it's multiplication, kiddo.
Oh, okay. So
you with me on that? All right, and we don't have to write the multiplication sign. You okay? All right. Come on.
16 to the 16.
All right, here we go. Number 9. All right, go ahead. Just tell me the answer, guys.
4x to the second.
4x to the third. Y to the fourth. Now, again, you're supposed to make the mistakes, okay? And the mistake is if you need to, at this point, put a 1 there and a 1 here. All right, then you won't forget. What? How I got what? Tell me what the problem is again. What? Do you understand how I got the 4? See, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to show you how you have to tell me. Do you understand how I got 4? So do you understand how I got x cubed? Do you understand how I got y to the 4th? What's 1 plus 3? All right? No. You don't put the multiplication sign. All right, here we go. Number 10. Here's how I tell kids. 1/3 of 6 is what? And then 2 times 2 is 4. Your straight multiplication. Right? And then it would be what? 4a to the 3rd. Yes, that's right. That's it. Good. So you're just multiplying. All you're doing is saying 1/3 times 2 times 6. A cubed is here. B to the 1st times B to the 3rd is B to the 4th. Right? What?
What happened to the 6?
6 divided by 3 is what? Sometimes 2. Now you with me? 2 times 2 is 4. Right? It's strictly, stop and listen. It's strictly a multiplication. You just ignore the variables and do the numbers. Right? That literally means 1/3 times 2 times 6. And some kids are bad with fractions. So this, pay attention, means divided by 3. So I'm not going to do 2 divided by 3 because that doesn't go evenly. But 6 can divide by 3 evenly. So 6 divided by 3 is what? Times 2. That's what that is. Good.
Just say 2 times 3 divided by 1.
No. This division. Okay, that's a good question. So let me set you straight. Ready? 1/3 times 2 over 1 times 6 over 1. You're thinking about if it was an equal sign, cross multiplying. We're not doing that, right? We're taking, but listen to me, please. Make sure you hear me. This right here means divide. That means divided by 3. What number can be divided by 3? 6. You with me? So 6 divided by 3 is 2 times 2 is 4. All right. Okay, here we go. Let's look at 11. Everybody should be good with that. What is that? 20 to the 20x to the 10. Now just have to be careful. Negative times a negative is a positive. All right. Now, 12. Go ahead.
-6j to the 3rd, and then k to the 10th.
I told you it's very simple. It's very simple. What? Come on. Adding exponents, multiplying numbers.
Why is it k to the 3rd?
Well, because remember over here, if you don't see an exponent, put a 1. That will help you. All right? That will help you. Everybody good with this? All right. So 13, here we go. Now, listen, here's what I want you to tell me. Guys, eyes up, please. This, what does that mean? 5 divided by, that's what that means, 5 divided by 5. Come on now, please pay attention. Review your fractions. Review your fractions. Eventually, you're going to have to take a standardized test. You're not going to be able to use a calculator all the time. So I'm trying to get you right now, make sure you see 1/5 means what? Divided by 5. So it just says 5 divided by 5, which is 1. All right? Now how many a's? A cubed, b squared, c to the 7. All right? Now I might try 14. Go.
I'm confused why you separated B and C. Why couldn't you just do B and C?
There's no addition up there. It's all
Yeah, it was
multiplication.
separated.
It's all multiplication. We're going to have different rules soon with addition. You hear me?
Oh, okay.
This is all multiplication. All right? Now, again, please make sure you do 14. Make sure you do 15. All right? And if you get them right, you probably know what we're doing. If you miss them, you probably need to go back and review. All right? So somebody tell me what 14 is. Or everybody. I don't care. Is everybody happy with that? Michael, be quiet. You good? Anybody have any questions with that? All right, I'm telling you, simple. All right, 15.
It's like robots.
We're making good robots. We're making good robots. All right, everybody okay with that? All right, any questions? All right, so the rule right now, when you multiply, you do what? Add the exponents. All right, multiply numbers, add exponents. All right, now the next rule is when we have a power to a power. So let me explain this rule. Look how simple, simple, simple. All right, watch. Please look. Please look. If I say x squared cubed, what does that mean? What does that mean? That's not bad. That's kind of true, but I want something a little bit simpler. No, that's not what I'm asking. No, it's not what I'm asking. X squared cubed, listen to me guys, this is important, right? Because you're going to forget the rules. And so I try to teach kids how to learn the rules if you don't know the rules, right? So what does x squared cubed mean? That means x squared times x squared times x squared. Does everybody see that? Now, what was the rule for multiplying? What do we do to exponents? You add them. So this is really x to the 6th power. So now you learned the rule for a power to a power. What's the rule for power to power? You multiply the exponents. Now look, again, the most important thing I'm trying to teach you today is when you forget the rules, to learn the rules on your own. All right, you don't need me to say every single time, power to power, you multiply. Power to power, you multiply. When you multiply, you add. I don't want to tell you that. When you forget, and you will forget, write down a basic problem like x squared and say x squared is x times x. So now you know when you multiply, you add exponents. When you get to a power, when you forget, write down a basic one. And then write out what it means. And then solve what it says. And then you know the rule. You've just discovered the rule. Power to a power, you multiply. Power to power, you multiply. All right? So now with that in mind, we should be able to breeze right through this now.
Is the first one y5 times y5 equals 25?
No.
Oh, this is just multiply.
You do. What's 5 times 2?
Oh, I was thinking 5.
No, here's what I'm saying. No, listen now. Listen. That's a power to a power. We just said a power to power, what do? Multiply. So it's y to the 10th. All right? So, number 2. N to the 28th. Number 3. Yes. But we would say x to the 10th times x to the 3rd, which is x to the 13th. All right, they're trying to get tricky on you. Don't let them confuse you.
So you would only multiply the first one with it?
Yes, because why? It is a power raised to a power. So that's why it's x to the 10th.
So you wouldn't, so like if there was another one like that, you wouldn't multiply the
This is, look, all I want you to do is understand number 3. Don't worry about what ifs. I have a whole bunch of worksheets. You with me?
Yeah.
Right, I promise you. You understand what I'm saying, I hope. Yes. You have to do the exponent power to power, and you have to multiply. It's pretty complicated, actually. But when it gets complicated, all the rules still apply to the complex. That's why it's important to be able to go back to the basics. All right, when you go back to the basics, it applies to the complex. All right. Now, in this case, is the -3 to the third power? No. Because why? It's not inside the parentheses. It's not inside the parentheses. So you are cubing these guys right here. You're cubing those. All right? So -3, and then a cubed b to the 12. And then you just write it as -3 a cubed b to the 12. Yes? Okay, so here's what you're asking me now, which is a good question. Even a lot of my high school kids ask me this, so watch. Look, ready? If I say 2 times 3 times 4, do I do 2 times 3 and 2 times 4? No. You're not? Just listen. 2 times 3 times 4. It's the same principle down there. All right, it's -3 times a times b. You're not doing -3 times a and then -3 times b. You're not distributing through multiplication. You only distribute through addition and subtraction. Yep. Here we go. Number 5. Go.
How did you get 8 to the 3rd?
1 times 3. Good. Number 5. Now is -3 to the 3rd power. Yes. So -3 cubed is?
-3.
No. What's -3 cubed? No.
Oh.
Say it. It is -27. How do I know it's -27? Because it's -3 times -3 times -3. You hear me? Numbers are not the same. Numbers are not the same as exponents. Literally, -3 cubed means -3 times -3 times -3. All right? So it's -27a to the what? And b to the 12. All right, again, remember, power to a power. We're multiplying.
So if there, so for the 3, there was -3 cubed, you would make the 3 to, you would make it into the.
So I'm asking you, what does -3 cubed mean to you? Right.
So you would just write out. You wouldn't write.
Yes. That's exactly right. Come on, Reagan. You got this, girl. Right? Because listen to me. That's what I was trying to tell you. This is not a power. It's a number. These right here are what? Powers. This is a what? So we have a power to a power. You with me? Okay? Lots to practice. All right? So now what is 4 cubed? 64. Good. You should know that. And then it would be x to the b to the, yes, 64, x to the 6th, b to the 3rd. Now again, like I said, if you go through all these problems, you get them, then you're in good shape. All right? Now I'm on, what?
Why would it be 12? Why would it be 12? 4 times 4 is 8. 4 times 4 is not. 4 times 4 is 16. 16 times 4 is.
This is what some of you are not hearing. 4 cubed, she's got it, is equal to 4 times 4 times 4, guys. Right? Right? See what I'm saying? 4 times 4 times 4 is 64. That's the same as before with the 27. All right? We'll talk about it more. All right? Let's look at number 7. Now remember, the first thing I want you to say is, what is 4 squared?
16.
There you go. So it'd be 16. What's a squared squared? A to the 4th. And then really, is there an operation on b? No, so it's just, that's how simple it is. That's how simple. All right? So now let's take a look at 8. Again, what's 4 squared? So it'd be 16 x squared b cubed, right? Okay, so let's go with number 9 now. What do we got? Good. Any issues? All right, let's look at 10. Now, really there's no operation here, so we can just write that. And then it would be times b to the 6th. And like I said, don't be afraid to show your work. Don't try to do it all in your head. That's the mistake. Okay, so your final answer. Yes, good job. 2a cubed b to the 8th. Again, so easy to make a mistake. All right, so easy to make a mistake. So you got to remember the rules. When you multiply, you add exponents. Power to power, you multiply exponents. That's what you're telling yourself over and over and over and over and over.
Why do you put the multiplication side in between?
Well, because I should have just put it in parentheses if I wanted to. Doesn't matter. You see what I'm saying, right? Okay, so now 11's probably about as hard as it can get, right? Because you have to do both of those. You agree with me? So what's negative 4 cubed? Negative 64. And then it would be x to the y to the. Now what's negative 2 cubed? Negative 8, right? Right? So it would be negative 8x to the. You made a common mistake. Listen to me, girl. You see what I'm saying, right? You did 2 cubed, which is 8. I'm agreeing with you. Right? And I'm just telling you, here's what some of you don't understand. You're supposed to make mistakes. You're supposed to make the careless mistakes right now. Then you're supposed to, correct your careless mistakes when you do the review. And then you're not supposed to make the mistakes on the test. But if you don't ever try and you're not ever making mistakes, then you're not fixing it for the test. You're supposed to be wrong now when you tell me something. All right? If you're thinking about it. Negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2. That's what this means right here. Negative 2 cubed means negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2.
Why wouldn't you read until you added and multiply them together? Why wouldn't you have done that?
Because you have to do powers before you do the multiplication, PEMDAS. You with me on that? Right? You always have to do parentheses, then exponents. You hear me? All right, that's a very good question. All right. See what she's saying, right? She wanted to multiply, right? But order of operation. All right, you have to do. Now, negative 64 times 8, we all know is 512. And then x to the what? And then y to the 3rd. All right. Everybody okay with this? All right, let's check out 12. All right, now what is negative 3 squared? No, because in parentheses, it means negative 3 times negative 3. No, wait a minute. It's only to the second power, though. Positive 9, right? So again, it's okay, just let's fix it now. Negative 3 times negative 3 is 9.
Negative times negative is positive.
I'm looking at it right here.
Times what? Times 2.
Squared. Not times 2, it's squared. Come on, that's all right. All right. Hey, listen, guys. I really want the person to ask the question. I believe in helping your neighbor, correct them, and all that kind of stuff to make them concentrate. But listen, I want right now. Just listen. Listen to the mistakes, also, guys. It really is kind of important to see how other people are thinking. All right. Now it's going to be j to the what? And then k to the perfect. All right. Now we're doing 2 cubed. What is 2 cubed? 2 cubed is what? 8. J to the what? K to the what? K to the third. All right. Now multiply. We get
72, J, 10, K, 9. Good job, Maggie. We're there.
all right. We got you. All right. Here we go. Now, again, 13. Now, what I want to do here is I want to try to show you something. Hey, listen, because here, no, you don't need a calculator. Please, let me show you how to handle numbers. All right. So on this, I don't really feel like doing 25 to the third power. All right. So listen. So for 25 to the third power, here's what I'm trying to show you. That just means 25 times 25 times 25, right? Then over here, it's 1/5 times 1/5. All right. So that makes it much more manageable. You now should be able to look at that and say, well, of course, that's just 625.
Did not get that out.
There you
Did
go.
not get that. How did you get
Because
that? I didn't have you! Your phone is ringing. I got 3,000. I have no
screaming.
how you got that.
Okay, this is how you do it. 25 times 5. I did. I can't even go to talk.
I got 15,625.
Welcome to the Academy of the Holy
Okay, here we go.
I have not heard anything, guys.
Okay. Now, listen. Again, all I'm trying to do now is trying to get you going to, hey, listen, girls, I used to think the boys were the problem. I get a bunch of girls in class, and now you guys are the problem. All right, I'm trying to get done. All right, and I'm also trying to show you how you can do math without a calculator. So learn that. All right, I'm trying to show you. Now, first of all, over here, I'm just going to go back to here for a second, and you should say 1/5. Now, does everybody understand that? 25 cubed means 25 times 25 times 25. 1/5 squared means 1/5 times 1/5. 1/5 also means divide by 5. Shh. So if I take 25 and divide it by 5, I get what? And then if I take 5 and divide it by 5, 1. So the answer is just 25 times 25. All right? And 25 times 25, sorry, you should know, 625. It's not that hard even if you don't know it. All right? 625. All right? You can think of like 25 quarters. If you have 25 quarters in your pocket, how much money do you have? Ryan, listen. That's part of the problem. All right? 625. Now, the first, a squared cubed is the same as what? A to the 6th. Over here I have a to the 2nd. So that gives me a to the what? A to the 8th power. All right? Now here I have b cubed. And over here I have what? B squared. So that gives me b to the 5th. B to the 5th. When you multiply, you add. So it's b to the 5th. Now, the only other letter is what? F squared. So 625, a to the 8th, b to the 5th, f squared. All right? Moving forward. All right, here we go. Now, again, do the numbers. 2 squared is what? 4. You're fine. Come on. 4. Then x squared, y squared. Now, really, there's nothing for the other two. All right? So we're just writing them down again. Now you're just multiplying. Multiply the numbers. 4 times 3 is times 4. Thank you. Negative 48. Now, how many x's are we going to end up with? X to the 4th. And then y to the... That's what I'm thinking. All right? Here we go. What? 4 plus 2.
Oh, you didn't add it. Oh, I thought that was...
All right, here we go. 15. All right, let's see what we have. 2 cubed is what? 2 cubed is 9.
It's 8.
Come on. 8. 8. X to the 9th, Y to the Z to the X to the 8, Z to the 4. All right. Now you multiply numbers and add exponents. Good. Beautiful. Well, there, I bought a better chargers over there. Well, that's what I'm saying. Go over there to that one. All right, I think I got a really good one over there. All right. Here we go. So now, over here. The only one I need to work on right now. No, this one up here. Allie, quickly. Right there. Grab one of those cords and plug it in. All right. Now, this one over here is n cubed y cubed, right? Let's just finish this off real quick. Negative 6n cubed y squared, and then negative 2n to the 6th y to the 5th. 12n to the 12th y to the 10th. Everybody good on that?
Wait. Can we just do 7?
All right. Now your job is to do 7-1. 7-1.
Wait, are you want us to do this? Zoom. Wait, what did
The next worksheet. Do the next worksheet.
Mickey Mouse.